Hi folks, this presentation is going to be on the Institute for Emancipatory Constructionism, which is an approach to critical theory, really new critical theory, which I have developed. So let me briefly say what new critical theory is, and then I'll talk more specifically about what emancipatory constructionism is. First, critical theory is an approach which originated arguably with Karl Marx, but more specifically in 1930 when Max Horkheimer became director of the Institute for Social Research in Frankfurt, Germany. As a result, critical theory is sometimes called the Frankfurt School. The main focus of critical theory, which unites all critical theories across the board, not just the original one by Horkheimer, is an emphasis on oppression or domination and liberation or emancipation. Therefore, critical theory is not just a theory in the usual sense of the term. It's not just a way of explaining social data. It isn't just a regular social theory. It is a social theory plus it provides information, or at least is intended to provide information to people on how they can become emancipated. Thus, critical theory is a tool of liberation. New critical theory, also called postmodern critical theory, pardon me, takes critical theory and combines it with things like postmodernism, post-structuralism, post-positivism, etc. Therefore, new critical theory is a bit more questioning of the kinds of absolute statements that many people might make who are critical theorists, like this is absolutely a condition of domination, or this is absolutely a condition of emancipation. New critical theorists tend to be very skeptical about those kinds of broad, generalized statements. Now, more specifically, emancipatory constructionism, which is discussed on my website, the Institute for Emancipatory Constructionism, located at structurization.com, which is spelled structurization.com, is a critical theory which has several elements. One is the basic thing that I mentioned, the emphasis on domination and emancipation. Another is nominalism, which is namely a rejection of the idea that there are essences, that there are real essences which can be described as existing for phenomena. In other words, if I talk about people, I am not talking about a real thing. There is no such thing as people. There are only individual persons. So people is simply a category, not a thing. There is no such thing as categories. Categories are made-up ideas, made-up constructs. That's the second thing. Third, the influence of post-structuralism, and in particular the ideas of Michel Foucault. And Foucault, for example, in his discussion of the panopticon, basically an idea that you have a prison, a circular prison, and you have a guard standing in a tower in the middle. And that guard can see everything going on around him at any time. But say one day the guard simply stops showing up. Well, the prisoners can't see the guard, so the prisoners don't know that. But the prisoners will still keep on behaving in a conformist way as if the guard is still there. So that is the power of domination, that regardless of whether there is somebody there enforcing it, people generally are trained to accept that domination and to conform to it nonetheless. That's a brief discussion of it. More on it later. Thanks very much for listening.